Wow. This is a Nerd News Now update that I do not know how to feel about concerning the wrestling world. If you are a big wrestling fan, I'm sure you've heard of AAA Wrestling out of Mexico. I believe they're the longest running professional wrestling company in the world. And they've, many of the biggest stars have worked there. I believe that Conan is currently the booker there. And some of the top stars like El Hijo de Vikingo. Um, who else came out of there? The Lucha Brothers came out of there. They have been bought by WWE, which I am not sure how that's going to work. I think it'll be financially a good thing for the wrestlers that WWE keeps. Um, if you're familiar with them, even though they put on big shows and draw big crowds, they have issues with match quality sometimes. As far as the music goes, they use a lot of unlicensed music for entrances. And from what I've personally seen, a lot of production quality is not the greatest. And so you're going to have fixes to those problems easily with the billions that TKO and WWE bring to the table. What my biggest fear, though, is now, I'm going to be upfront with you. I do not watch WWE, though I wish them no ill will. It's just not what I prefer. But that being said, when you have homogeny among any genre, it really, really, really affects the quality of what you get. And the one thing Lucha Libre AAA had going for it, and has going for it, is that Lucha Libre style of match making and the excitement and the high spots and the dangerous and the level of danger that comes with that style, and cultural differences like wrestlers over there working the right side of the body as opposed to the left side in American wrestling. So many differences, and I'm afraid what we're going to get is a Mexican version of WWE as opposed to it being its own unique dynamic character. And from my standpoint as an AEW fan, you have El Hijo de Vikingo, who worked extensively with AEW on Ring of Honor and AEW television. And as we know, even though AEW allows their wrestlers to work for other companies, WWE has exclusivity over how their talent are used and where they're used at. Even the talent that they allow to work other promotions, they have no fly list. And so we're going to see less of that movement between AAA and AEW, but that has been happening. Before they would officially partner with AAA, but here recently AEW has been working with CMLL, the rival promotion in Mexico. And I haven't seen any AAA branding on an AEW show in a very, very long time. And so you have to assume that that relationship has been long dead, and now it's just going to be AEW working with CMLL in Mexico. And really, the only primarily focused and independent major Lucha Libre company in Mexico is going to be CMLL because AAA is now under the banner of TKO and WWE. If they allow them to keep their own personality and their own style and keep their hands off the booking, I think it could be a good thing, to have um, that financial backing and the expanded coverage on the product. But WWE is not known for its hands-off approach. They like a certain style of wrestling, a certain style of storytelling that is more based on the entertainment aspect than the wrestling aspect. And so you're going to see a lot of guys like Psycho Clown and a lot of the hardcore wrestling guys. They're just going to be driven out of AAA. But that happens with most companies, though. To be fair, to give you the other side of the coin, when AEW bought Ring of Honor, they never used the Beer City Bruisers. They instantly moved the championship off of Jonathan Gresham, and put it on Claudio in a very contemptuous manner. Jonathan Gresham didn't feel like he got the shine that he deserved, and I can't argue with that. Guys like Rhett Titus, who were mainstays of AEW, now only get occasional calls. Or, no, Rhett Titus, my apologies, was a mainstay of Ring of Honor, but now he only gets calls for enhancement duty on Ring of Honor and AEW. So I'm not saying that AEW would be a perfect partner or even a better partner. I'm just saying when you have a major company that scoops up a smaller company with a completely different style, something's got to give. And so I hope that AAA can um, retain their style and what makes them unique. Plus, you have conflicts like I believe Stephanie McCure left AAA for personal reasons that you can Google if you really want to. And now AAA has come to WWE. And so I'm sure that that problem is going to tie itself up in McCore's favor. But there are just a lot of moving parts, and it is a monumental change to the North American wrestling um, environment. And what I think I may see happening is AEW. I don't see them outright buying CMLL, but I think that we will see a lot more of a presence and a lot more official working relationship with CMLL. And they also have a working relationship with New Japan that I think they might try to set more in stone now that WWE is being more aggressive about taking over territories. So that's my thoughts on the big news. AAA Lucha Libre is now under the TKO WWE banner. And let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section. And I will see you next time. Until then, keep watching that wrestling. I'm out.